Suits LA Episode 5 unmistakably revealed which characters will play Harvey and Mike in the spinoff. Although it was immediately apparent that Stephen Amell's Ted Black would be Suits LA's equivalent of Gabriel Mack's Harvey Specter, we were still in the dark about who would play the role of Mike to his Harvey. Many people thought that one of the three main characters on Suits LA, Erica, Stewart, and Rick, would be the new Mike. But it quickly became clear that none of them matched the description exactly. The first person we thought would be Suits LA's Mike was Stewart Lane, who was Ted Black's partner and co-founder of their firm. But halfway through the first episode of the show, Stewart turned against Ted and became an adversary. The next obvious choice was Rick, who was referred to as Ted's protege. But by picking Stewart over Ted, Rick also betrayed Ted. Finally, even though Ted and Erica seem to have a fascinating relationship, they have hardly spoken in the previous 3 episodes. Troy Winbush's character Kevin was Ted's really best friend the entire time. Suits LA Episode 5 cements Ted and Kevin as its true Harvey and Mike replacement. Kevin was described as a private detective who could do the things Ted couldn't when the first official character profiles for Suits LA were made public. Although it's a common theme from procedural TV series, Kevin has been more than just the private investigator who finds all the convenient clues in Suits LA. As it happens, Ted and Kevin have been friends for years, and Amel's character has more faith in Kevin than in anybody else. Ted Black knows he can always rely on Kevin, even in the face of so much treachery and backstabbing. Since they have performed some risky stunts together in both New York and Los Angeles, Kevin knows Ted Black better than any other cast member. Winbush's character witnessed firsthand how far Ted Black will go to win a case because he was actually involved in the case that appeared to end his prosecutorial career. This is the reason they work so well together. Ted knows he can always rely on Kevin, and Kevin can predict what Ted will do. In Episode 5, for instance, Kevin was aware that Ted was the cause of Lester's failure to appear in court. Why Kevin works as a great Mike replacement, even though he's barely like him. From their profession to their involvement on the show, Kevin and Mike are quite different characters. However, the closest thing Suits LA has to the interaction between Harvey and Mike in the original series is the bond between Ted and Kevin. After gaining Harvey's trust, Mike developed into a terrific friend and collaborator. Despite various issues along the road, Harvey could always rely on Mike, and as the story progressed, they grew closer as brothers. Harvey and Mike were practically family by the conclusion of Suits Season 9. When you work closely with someone for too long, you become brothers, Kevin told Erica when discussing his friendship with Ted. It should come as no surprise that Ted and Kevin get along well outside of work, which frequently results in some hilarious conversations. Every time Ted and Kevin are speaking, Suits LA has the same feeling of fun and camaraderie that we witnessed in Suits from Harvey and Mike. In Episode 5, which concentrated heavily on Kevin and how significant he is to Ted, this became more clear. Ted's friendship with Kevin is so much better than his dynamic with Stewart. I anticipated that the main focus of Suits LA would be the relationship between Ted Black and Stewart Lane, since the show would be set in a business that was founded by those two individuals. Even though Ted and Stewart's tense relationship has been a big plot factor in Suits LA, Ted and Kevin are more entertaining to watch. In that he both respects and irritates Ted Black, Stewart Lane is essentially destined to be Suits LA's Louis Litt, although their relationship is shallow. We never saw Ted and Stewart as friends before they became foes, with the exception of a flashback scene and the first few minutes of the pilot. They have only irritated one another thus far. Thus, their scenes all conclude in the same manner. Although Ted and Stewart's feud may alter their relationship in the future, Ted and Kevin are now my favorite Suits LA duo.